Hello soldiers, and welcome to English Squad. If you're watching this video, it means that officially you've taken the decision to become part of the family, part of the squad. And because of that, I will extend respectfully a warm salute to you. Thank you for being here with us. The intention of this channel, the reason why I created this channel is precisely because I want to create a family. I want to create a circle of people who have the same goal, which is getting better at speaking English, and changing your lives through English the same way I did. And if we do this as a community and we help each other, it's going to be way easier because this English learning journey takes some time, and if we do it all together, it will be even better. In case you're watching this video, but there are some people watching this video that they don't speak English, so I have a little disclaimer for them. Si estás viendo este video y no entiendes absolutamente nada todavía, no te preocupes. La idea de este canal es que tanto personas que estén iniciando en su aprendizaje del inglés como intermedios o avanzados puedan aprovechar el contenido. Entonces, todo lo que voy a subir en este video, que el resto del mismo estará en inglés, se va a subir al canal también en un segundo video que va a estar en su formato totalmente en español para que también puedas disfrutar de él, puedas aprender y tienes la oportunidad maravillosa de que puedes ver el video en español y luego verlo en inglés para ver qué tanto puedes relacionar de lo que escuchas. Así que voy a dejar en la descripción de este video el link para el video en español. Muchísimas gracias por unirte a nuestras líneas. Un respetuoso saludo para ti también, y tu misión es darle clic a ese próximo video y por allá nos veremos. I've been teaching English for about 5 years, and what concerns me the most, if somebody asked me, like, Caesar, what do you think is the biggest problem for students to learn English? And my answer would be, well, they don't believe they can learn it. They think it's too difficult. There's a lot of students that they drop out, they quit, they stop studying English because they say, this is taking too long, this is too difficult, English is too complicated. And actually, the moment you believe you can't, you stop trying and there's no future. So in this first video, my mission is to demonstrate to you that English is easy. And it's really easy, for example, for a person like me, whose mother tongue is Spanish. As a teacher, I can tell you from experience and from understanding the language itself, the linguistics of the language, that Spanish is way more complex than English. It's more complicated. So if you are a Spanish speaker and you want to learn English, I am here to tell you that you're more than capable to learn it because your language has a more complex and difficult structure, right? So I hope I made my point clear right there, and in this video I'm just going to demonstrate that to you coming up. So here we are. This is what I wanted to show you. This is the way that I'm going to demonstrate what I just mentioned. So on this screen we have this verbs, right? We have this over here that says English is easy. It's easier than Spanish actually. And we are working with the verb to eat, comer in Spanish. And to do this first demonstration, I'm going to conjugate the verb to eat in Spanish, and I am going to conjugate the verb to eat in English as well. So definitely we're going to need, obviously, the pronouns I, you, he, we, you, and they, and over here the same pronouns but in Spanish: yo, tú, él, nosotros, ustedes, y ellos. So we are here conjugating in the simple present tense, and let's just get started, right? So if we conjugate the verb to eat, the verb comer in Spanish, you say yo como, tú comes, él come, nosotros comemos, ustedes comen, y ellos comen. So as you can see, we have the same root of the word here, right? It's like it starts always the same way, C-O-M, but then in yellow we have different endings for each one of the pronouns, right? So actually, for you to learn how to conjugate the verb to eat in Spanish in simple present, you need to memorize this endings, for each one of the pronouns. And that I don't know if it looks easy to you, but to me, it looks like quite some information. But let's see how does it go in English. So we have the verb to eat, and we're going to conjugate it in English. So you say, I eat, you eat, he eats, we eat, you eat, and they eat. So just by taking a quick look at this, we can realize that in English, the verb only changes for he, or in this case, it's supposed to be he, she, and it. That's the third person singular in English. So for these three pronouns, which in Spanish would be the same, because then you have él, ella, and esto, right? So, oh my god, it looks all messed up now. Let's try to organize it a little bit. Well, this is live, okay? This is live. I'm sorry about this mess. I just wanted to make it kind of clear, right? So, well, yeah, it looks a little bit better there. Good. So, let's count them. In Spanish, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and these two are the same. So I have 5 different ways in which the verb have to be written in order to say the same verb for the different pronouns. But in English, it is actually only 2 forms: the base the verb in the base form, or just for the third person, I add an s to the verb. So verbs are incredibly important when it comes to speaking. Whenever you're speaking, you have to use verbs to communicate. Verbs are part of all the sentences. And just in the simple present tense, I just showed you that if you're speaking in Spanish, you have to memorize how to write the word, and the pronunciation changes as well for each one of the pronouns whenever you're speaking, whenever you conjugate a verb. But in English, you just put the verb in the base form for all the pronouns, and the only change is in the third person. So in my opinion, that's crazy. But if that is not enough for you, I have another demonstration that I want to show you. So let's go to the next page. So right now I want to show you this. Let's see, where is it? It's right here. So there's another point I want to make, and it is that articles and adjectives don't have gender in English. In Spanish they do, but in English you use the same article for male and for female, for boy and for girl, for man and for woman. And that's just a blessing, because you don't have to complicate your mind with so many things. So let me show you why I'm saying this here. So in Spanish, I'm gonna have like the same sentences here. This sentence that I have over here is the same sentence that I have in here, but of course in English. So this is the article. I say la niña es pequeña. So I have a here and I have a here to refer to a girl, right? But in English I say the girl is short, which means la niña es pequeña. It's the same. So okay, what's the difference? That, for example, if here I'm speaking about girls, but in plural, I say las niñas son pequeñas. So in this case, I need as for the plural in the article, and I also need it in the adjective. So this adjective right now here is for girls and it's in plural. But what happens, and this is the crazy part, when I come here, the article is the same in plural than it is for the singular, and the adjective short is the same that I used for singular for the plural. So this information and this information is exactly the same. The only difference is that girls is written in plural. So this makes my life way easier. If I want to make a difference between singular and plural, I simply add an s to the noun. In Spanish, if I want to make the plural, I need to change the article, and I need to change the adjective, and I need to change the noun. I need to add s to everything. It is more complicated, or at least that's what I think. Now if I go to the boy and I say el niño es pequeño, now the article is el and the adjective is not pequeña, it's pequeño. But here you say the boy is short. So again, article is the same and adjective is the same. God bless America. The only thing that changed was the boy, right? So just to make long story short, los niños son pequeños, the boys are short. So the article changed here and also the adjective changed over here, but again in English you only change the s for the noun, and of course something that I hadn't mentioned so far, and you have to use the verb to be in plural. Definitely you have to use the verb to be in plural. But the point is that the article and the adjectives stay completely the same all over this correlation with the between Spanish and English with adjectives and the articles. So I don't know if this has convinced you or not, but from my point of view, considering these little differences would motivate me to start learning English if I didn't know it, because I would say, wow, but it's actually kind of simple. Now it looks more doable. I think I can. So remember, next time somebody tells you that English is too complicated, show them this video, send them this link, share this video with them, and tell them to stop making excuses. It is true. I mean, don't get me wrong. Whatever you want to do, whatever you want to learn requires dedication and effort. But don't come to me with the lame excuse that, oh, English is difficult. Just get down to work. I encourage you, I invite you to join this channel, subscribe, like this video if it made sense to you, and let's do it together. Let's do it together. I'm going to continue showing you. I want to guide you through the process so that we can develop our English skills. I can make mistakes, and I've been speaking English for around 7 years. I mean, mistakes are part of human beings, and it's normal to find things at times a little bit challenging to us, but it's all about the way you think. And if you consider yourself capable and intelligent enough to face the situations that life throws at you. So again, let's do it together. Let's do it as a family. Thank you for watching this whole video up to this moment and for joining the squad. See you next time. Take care, soldiers.